Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? Gosh, I have to say it's been a fabulous week. I have met so many wonderful people this week in my business that it's just amazing. It's interesting to me to see that when we take action, we do get different results. And I've been struggling for a little while to get that new audience. Now, for those of you building businesses like I am, then we all know that the category one, priority one mission in life is to build that email list. Why do we need to build an email list? Because that's our asset, right? People will follow us or subscribe to us on things like YouTube or social media, but that doesn't mean they're going to come back and see our content. Think about your own patterns. I know for me, I am a big YouTube consumer. So it's why I decided to make these rather boring talking head podcasting type videos because I have visions of creating much more YouTube friendly content with, A rolls and B rolls and different shots. But I'm not there yet. I'm still in the baby steps. So I trust that the value that I provide you is good with my talking heads. That's great. I know I can help you, right? So that's why I do it. Um, but my point being, you might catch this one and then you might catch a few more, and then life happens and you forget all about me. But if you're on my email list, then I can contact you regularly. I can keep in touch with you so that at that moment where you perhaps get to the point of being so sick and tired, of being sick and tired, of not changing the patterns, of not getting the results that you want, and that you're really ready to step into and get that support to become that future version of yourself. And I hate using all that coachy term, current vision, future vision. But actually, in IT program management, we would say current state, future state. So it matches. But really, who am I talking about? I am talking about that person that you can become, that one that you get so proud of, that you see in a whole new light, because every time you do something that you say you're going to do and you complete it, you're building that integrity and that trust with yourself. And trust me, as somebody who used to think of themselves as flaky, as a starter but not a finisher, and as a lazy person, the fact that I'm smashing all those patterns and breaking through and actually starting and finishing things is immense. And it doesn't just need to be in your business. I think being in your business is one way to measure it, but your life offers you so many opportunities to do that. And as if you caught previous versions from this year, you'll know I'm on a 12-week transformation program with a dude called Bill Phillips, who I followed 30 odd years ago. He did Body for Life. So I love the fact that it's heavy weight training because I think at my age, heavy weight training my body needs. I'm cardiovascularly probably very fit for my age, but that's what I'm doing. And it would be so easy for me to stop, but I have 84 days and I'm up to day 17. So still reasonably early in it, but I haven't skipped a beat. And I go to bed feeling so proud. And that proves to my little Larry brain, who likes to concentrate on all of the negative and all of the bad and highlight everything that could, should, would, could go wrong and where in my past it didn't work, right? So that's Larry dressed up, call him fear, whatever. I call him Larry because then I can laugh and I can see it and it doesn't feel so painful and personal. And I used to use that label of being lazy. I'm just lazy. That's who I am. And what I have come to understand more and more, the more I do this work, the more I push myself to my best version, my next level, my future self, is that the reason I would call myself lazy is because it felt good. I know it sounds weird, right? But it did. It's like you didn't do that because you're lazy. So I didn't launch because I'm too lazy. I couldn't be bothered. I didn't do the laundry this week because I'm too lazy. I haven't gone and cleaned the skirting boards because I'm too lazy. Now, here's the pattern. Laziness is resistance. It's resistance, but with a nicer label, like I said, because what it really means is you know that if you go and do the thing, you might feel uncomfortable. It may be scary, and you still haven't learned to trust yourself to follow through. So to sit there and just go, hey, I'm just too lazy to do it, it allows us to stop looking and to stop searching for a new answer. And the problem with that, and you'll know this to be true, is that when we say we're lazy, and really it's just because we're resisting the thing. So I could use business example, Facebook ads. I have wanted to run these ads for years. Let me just be transparent there. But my organic growth strategies and my collaborative strategies are what I have been deploying and using. But this year I decided it has to be different. I have to get in front of more people. I want to help you guys because Jesus gods, the transformation of me as a human being is immense. And I want you all to feel that. I want you to come from where I know you think you are, which is stuck, lost, afraid, scared, lonely, very annoyed at yourself, to where I am now. And I know I'm just at the beginning of an even bigger, bolder, better journey, right? And the problem with this labeling of lazy is that when we do that, we give permission to our brains to stop looking. It's the same with when we say, I don't know. It's like this big door comes down. Larry can take over the bus. I like to think of him driving the bus of my life. And I'm in the back seat and I'm just going, do, 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 do. And the same stuff keeps happening. But when we resist it, because laziness is resistance, I don't want to do it, it stays, doesn't it? Aren't you constantly thinking about the thing that you should be doing that you are not doing? I know I am. And that's the thing. We need to break that pattern. And so, how do we break the pattern? By picking small things to do, not big things, small things. We're after the compounding effect. So, I can use the Bill Phillips example, my 84 days, which is 12 weeks, by the way. And I love to help you create 12-week plans. Based on a bigger goal, right? 3, 5 years, but 12 weeks is long enough to see growth, but short enough to keep you interested. And that's something that I notice all of the time in myself and others. Our expectations are really high about what we can do in the short term, but we don't stop to consider about the long term. And yet the long term is more important than the short term because building your business is not a sprint. So stop treating it as one. Even though in program management we run these little sprints, and I could say a 12-week planning period is a sprint, it's not because it usually builds to a bigger thing. In fact, in my world, it will. We'll plan out your business and it will be based on a 3 to 5 year goal, but we want to bring it back so that we know in the next 12 weeks, what are we focused on? And usually I'm going to get you to focus on one of 3 things, dependent on where you are in your business. If you have an audience, we need to look at your sales. If you don't have an audience, we need to build that. If you have an audience and you have sales, but you've got high churn, we need to fix that. That's the delivery arm, right? So we make it tangible, we make it real for you. And then I ask you what you're doing and what you're not doing, and that's where we build the plan. I promise you, when you start to get this feeling of pride in yourself, when you start to understand that you are honoring your word and you start to get things done, the compounding result of that goes everywhere, not just in your business, but in your life. And here's something that I also know when we're resisting. So if you've got a strategy that you should be executing within your business, and you know if you do or don't, but you keep stopping or you keep changing midway, or you change what I call the scope of it, even if it's something as simple as I help these people, but you keep changing who those people are, then we can't get that compounding effect because we can't measure anything because we're not doing it in a way that enables us to measure it, right? Because your A to B keeps changing. You go A to B one day, then it's A to D, and then it's A to F. If you follow my thought, then you'll hopefully that's clear. So we need to make sure that we keep doing it, listening to any feedback or looking at what the feedback is. So email is a simple example, right? If your emails are not being opened, we need to get the subject line working. But if you don't go and look to see what your open rate is because you don't want to know, we can't fix it. And then if they are opening your emails, but they're not clicking the links, then we know we've got an email body problem. It's not connecting with them. We have to fix that. Now we only know that if you're asking them to do links or you're asking them to do something. So there's all of these strategies that we need to execute in our businesses in a consistent way so that we can improve the end results. And that's what I'm all about. And that's what the BFF Club is all about. But really, what this one was all about was be mindful of how you label yourself and how many times you keep avoiding doing what you need to do, because that is where the change needs to happen. You don't need to go and get a new strategy. You don't need to go and buy an app from somebody. You don't need to do anything that requires more information, because honestly, in this day and life, we've got so much information, it is ridiculous. You need to focus on starting and completing, and the completing includes that period of testing where we're looking at the data to understand what needs to be improved, improving it, looking at it again, improving it again if we need to, looking at it again, and improving it again if we need to. That is the quickest, fastest way to build a profitable business. So if that is what you finally agree with me on, because sometimes we have to go on this major journey and follow all of the gurus and all of the people that are telling us come earn millions of dollars by doing X, Y, and Z and do this and that and everything else. And you know that what you actually need to work on is you, because you know that you keep doing things and stopping. You know that you can't get out of your own way. And in my world, Larry is the one driving your bus all of the time. And Larry's never going anywhere, people, but he needs to get in the passenger seat and eventually in the back seat. Then come join me inside my club. If you liked this little wee speechy woo I just gave you, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. It helps me know things are landing. And right, see what I mean? That is a statistic. That is something I can measure in my own business and work out, oh yeah, I need to do more content like this. Oh no, nobody really liked that content. Why not? And everything helps. Everything is data. And if I've got data, I can help my business grow more. And that's what I want to do for you too. So yeah, I hope to catch you on the next one. I will talk to you later. Bye.